All right, guys. Again, we'll appreciate everybody being here tonight. Like I said, this is kind of a uh, an off-schedule presentation because of what went on last night with our technical difficulties. I wanted to make sure we got in a presentation for this week because I had discovered a couple of different things that I wanted to share last night that I didn't get a chance to share, and so going to take that time and do that tonight here with everybody. So, yeah, as you can see on the screen, we have a little plate of money there that says "Let's eat," and it costs about that much to eat out anymore. Anytime you go out, as we often do here at our house, we've been married for 42 years, and so my wife's in the kitchen days are pretty much over. So we eat out a lot, and it is just amazing. Every time I seemingly go out, you can't go through a whole day, especially if you eat out three times a day, and you're looking at just for a couple, you're looking at $60 to $70 or more, depending on where you do eat. And if it's a Sunday, then it's even more than that. So I was talking to somebody about an opportunity today, and I said, "Hey, no, I'm gonna be focused right here on Nexus until they uh, make us all a millionaire or they run out, one of the two." There's just a whole lot of stuff out there in the marketplace, and I feel like we got to be focused on what's going to make our community whole and make our community successful. And I think that's what Nexus brings to the plate. Uh, and a number of things out there have just been repackaged. I had a gentleman who called me about this opportunity a while back, and he was bringing another one to me the other day, and it was something I had been in a year and a half ago, and it was just repackaged and brought to light again. And I told him, I said, "Man, I was in this thing a year and a half ago. It's the same guy. He just repackaged it, making the same claims and all that kind of stuff." So here we have something that's fresh and new, and it's given us an opportunity to participate in a marketplace where we, for the most part, don't have an opportunity to participate. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I'm calling the company's money, how we can fuel our own progress because we have a company here that's willing to share their money with us. And so the income, as far as our disclaimer is going, that is being shown here is a example presented in this opportunity overview and are illustrative for illustrative purposes only and do not guarantee earnings. Actual earnings may vary based upon factors such as individual effort, experience, skill, time investment, and market conditions. Success requires consistent effort and is not guaranteed, and participants may incur costs for marketing, training, and purchase of additional packages in the marketplace. A percentage of the participants will achieve high earnings here. I am confident of that. And it's usually over time and due to their dedication towards their set goals and their work ethic. Nexusx is committed to transparency. And I like that because that is something our founders continually mimic, is that Nexusx is committed to transparency in the marketplace. This presentation is for information purposes only and do not constitute financial or legal advice. So here we are in the good old US of A. We're about to celebrate 250 years of existence. And they always say if you can make it in the US, you can make it anywhere. And if you can't make it in the US, you probably can't make it anywhere. But I think that's true to some extents. But one of the extents I know of, because I've experienced it and the community I've served has experienced it a couple of times, and it's about positioning. Positionings can be everything when you get in with an opportunity and the length of time that that opportunity runs. And I try not to snow anybody. I don't think any of these guys, any of these opportunities last forever. The stock market doesn't last forever. When it was it, 1929 so when the stock market busted, we had 2008 come along and we were near disaster there. It was disastrous, but not as bad as the 1920s was. And so history does what? It repeats itself. That's what history does. History repeats itself. And so as things swing up, they swing down. And so we just got to catch it on the upflow. And I think here with Nexusx and Northcrest Capital, we have an upslope that will last us for a few years here, that we can do some great things financially as we move forward here. Uh, we all know the importance of multiple sources of income. I'm not going to even go through that. If you're here today, you're here because you know it's important that you have multiple sources of income. Those opportunities provide stability in the marketplace. They mitigate risks. It causes a wealth creation faster. It allows us to set up estates in some cases for our family. So when we're gone, our kids can still prosper. And guys, I'm telling you today, if you have younger kids or if you have kids, period, we need to be doing something if we're older adults to make sure that our children have something to fall back on. That is so important, especially if you're a person of color. Our rights are trying to be decimated everywhere we look. And so we need to be doing something financially that's going to create a culture that our kids can fall back on. And they're telling us if you got a child that's getting ready to graduate from college, they're going to wrestle through some of the toughest years they've ever wrestled through because AI and the lack of job creation and all those kinds of things. So we need to be doing something more, not only for ourselves, but for our family well-being. Increase financial freedom. That's just what I was talking about. And skill diversification, as we get older, we don't need to be sitting on our laurels. We need to still be working to develop our skill set. And I'm 69 years old, and I continually every day try to find something that I can work on to improve myself until the good Lord calls me home. That I'll be just getting better and better and better. I think that's what He would have us to do. And these are some keys of diversification. Again, if you're here tonight, I don't need to be going into detail with you about these. You know what it is to diversify. We are going to be talking about Nexusx tonight. Nexusx is our platform, and their creed is let's start today to move towards a brighter future together. And that's one of the things I really like about this plan and this process is that it's about us building together. Now, this opportunity came about by a movie about GameStop. And if you remember, GameStop came into the video market world back in I guess, the early 90s. They took on the big producers. They were just ma and pa type shops. And people said that they were crazy, the guys that started these, that they couldn't take on the big boys because the big boys own the movie business. But they took them on anyway. And they were very, very, very successful in that arena for a number of years. And you can watch that on Netflix. It's called Eat the Rich. Because again, it was the wealthy behind the big productions, and these little guys ate up their marketplace and were very successful. And you can see it on Disney Plus. It's called Dumb Money. But the founders of Nexusx saw this movie, and being in the industry that they were in, they decided, hey, let's take what these guys have done, and let's take the advent of the marketplace, the advent of NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. We are already familiar with that. Why don't we just take that to the streets? And that's what they have done. They took the vision behind this particular movie and moved it into the arena of transparency in the marketplace for folks like you and I. So that's how Nexusx was born. They saddled up with Northcrest Capital for the financial arm of the business, and they formed this partnership. And we are the third part of that. We are the completion of the trifecta because we bring money to the advent, to the arena that allows them to do trading and use their expertise in the marketplace. So in 2021, again, our founders saw this movie and they thought it was a great opportunity. And in 2024, they founded the team that initially focused on the European stock market. It's what they went into first. And over a year of practical experience, they gradually developed a comprehensive system for trading strategies and risk control. And I think that's important that they've put that advent in there, that this is monitored under risk control. It's not some haphazard throw mud at the wall and hopefully some of it sticks, but they have a methodical way that they go about doing business. And in March of 2025, Nexusx partnered with SEC regulated Northcrest Capital and officially entered the US stock market and embarked on a global expansion. So we can offer this all around the world. And one of the biggest reasons it's growing so fast is it's a chance for people in other countries to finally get a piece of the U.S. market because most time where they are, they can't participate in the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. But here, they're getting an opportunity to do that, and you'll see a lot of different nationalities in this program. So currently, they brought together over 200 analysts and quantitative experts, and they're combining AI intelligence with professional strategies to help members capture stable, efficient, and compliant market opportunities. And all funds are and transactions operate within a transparent and traceable regulatory framework. And that's what Nexusx is all about. And Nexusx is more than just an investment team. It is a financial ecosystem dedicated to shared growth. And you're going to see that throughout our presentation tonight. So Nexusx, Northcrest Capital, and us in our community, what we put together here with our program. So Nexusx is a trade group of trading stocks in the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. They focus on the top 500 stocks like Tesla, Facebook, Nineveh, Microsoft, Google. So all of the top ones that you hear about that most of the time, most of us would say, if I had the opportunity, I would be in those markets, but I don't know anything about them. I don't know about their ups and downs. So how do I get into that marketplace? And here, Nexusx is providing us that opportunity to do so. So we enter the market and we trade at with our accounts, and they use anywhere from 60 to 100% of our funds to trade in the marketplace. And we'll go into that a little bit deeper here in a minute, but it literally takes less than 3 minutes a day for us to execute what I call a permission-based trade system for these guys to execute a trade for us on a daily basis. So I remember I used to do Forex trading, and I would get up. I was in the overseas market, and I literally get up at midnight to trade. And sometimes I'd have my parameters set right, and sometimes for some reason I didn't get them right. And I remember one night I got up and got going, and right out of the gate, the market just took off. And I was literally up over $1,000 in just a few minutes. And like I said, it was in the wee hours of the morning, and somehow I fell asleep. And when I went to sleep, I was up over $1,000. And when I woke up, I was negative $237. I remember that like it was yesterday. Okay. Simply because that's what it takes to be successful in the marketplace. And especially if you don't know what you're doing, or even if you do know what you're doing, sometimes it can cost you a lot of money. So you want professionals that are doing this. So Nexusx is committed to creating that transparency, that fairness, that stability of growth in an environment for its global members. And they firmly believe that fair financial system should be rewarded by hard work, and that those rewards should be passed on to everybody if they are choosing to be a part of the marketplace. And what they put together, they believe is a sustainable, long-term, systematic, strategic approach to the marketplace that you and I can capture great profits on. Ethan Carter, this gentleman is the CEO and founder, chief strategy officer, and senior financial leader of Nexusx. And you see his pedigree there. I was actually doing some following of Ethan in another program that he has out there for big dollar folks. It was really richer, more richer than my blood could take. But I was looking at what he was doing, so I was really interested when I found out he had this program for us little folks that we could get involved in. You see that he has 15 years of global investment strategy and financial engineering and risk management expertise. He's educated at the Wharton School of Business with a bachelor's degree and also has a master's degree from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. His career, as I said, when I was looking at it, I was impressed by his career in that other program, but here you see it as well. Senior roles with Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, J.P. Morgan Chase. That's the banker that I used to work for 15 years, and Goldman Sachs. So he has been in that marketplace for a number of years. So he's cut his chops on some real strong financial programs. And then he founded Nexusx along with his partner Jason in 2024 to provide ordinary investors with a stable investment environment and stable wealth growth. And I like that part there, wealth growth. Uh, we have all of our security and exchange certificates in place. We can provide links for you to look at these more in detail if you're that kind of person that needs every I dotted and every T crossed. But we are certified with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. We have our certificate of in good standings with the state of Colorado, and we also have a certificate with the Crimes Enforcement Division, Department of Treasury. A nutshell is out in front of everybody with the ability to do our business. And again, the trifecta that we have here is Northwest Capital. They are the compliance arm of our business. They handle the critical space of making sure we're compliant, the technical support, and the funds security. So when we do our funds trading, they're the ones that secure that and make sure that our money is given back to us in our back office on a daily basis. Nexusx, they are the executors. Jason and his crew are the executor along with those 200 analysts that look at the strategies and develop that around the marketplace so that you and I don't have to. We don't have to sit staring at a screen all day. We execute our trades at between 6 a.m. and noon Central Standard Time. We give them permission to use the dollars in our funds, and then we go about doing our own business, and they do all this execution and provide the professionalism and the efficiency behind making sure those trades go through. And again, we have a global membership here. They call it copy trading. I call it permission trading because we really don't copy anything. We give them permission to use our funds, and they go into the marketplace and make sure those funds are put to good use for you and I. Now, one of the first parts of any business that I try to look at is being from a banking background, is that can my money make me money all by myself? If I don't want to talk to anybody, if I have a chip on my shoulder, or if I've had a bad experience somewhere and right now I'm not in the mood for sharing anything with anybody, can I take my money and put it into something and it make me money all by myself? And that's the first arm of this particular opportunity. Just by bringing your money here, you can put your money in and you can do what we call passive income. you can make money with your money. Now, this system, as you'll see here in a minute, is set up for growth, and they will credit you tremendously for helping the company grow, but they will also supplant you well for uh, your money making you money if you don't want to share with anybody. So the first basis of our skill set here is basic income, the income that's derived from stable daily returns generated through copy trading. Members' funds are managed under the Northcrest Capital Platform supervision with investment strategies executed by our professional team. So your funds are handled just like everybody else's. Just because you're maybe not sharing does not mean that your funds are getting any less attention than any of our funds are here. So here's, as you can see, going into the marketplace on this day. So the question there is, where you are right now, did you participate in any of these particular funds this day? And guys, I thought it was an interesting I went into Chat GPT the other day and I just made a request. What percentage of people by race are into the markets? And not to my surprise, it came back, well, to my surprise a little bit, in that we are people, especially people of color, are not as divested as much as I thought we were. I thought we were maybe in the 10 percentile, but Chat GPT and I checked a couple of other uh, AIs just to verify this, and they both all came out with about the same statistics that if you take out 401ks and just look at people in the marketplace that are profiting from these major institutions doing business in the marketplace, and they're touting it all over the place. We're becoming wealthy. We're a more wealthy company. Our quarterly profits were up more this quarter than they were last. And you and I, are we in on that? And you can see at the very top that non-Hispanic white adults, 96% of them are somewhere into the marketplace. Okay. When you take the whole market, 96% of it is made up of non-Hispanic white adults. Blacks and Hispanics are people of color, not even a whole 1% when you pull out, again, 401ks. So how do you and I, if we're not involved in that marketplace, and because it is a scary marketplace, how do we become involved in Tesla? How do we become involved in NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, and the profits that they're making on a daily basis? Well, here's our opportunity with no trading experience required, no financial background needed, no daily commitment of great amounts of time sitting there looking at the opportunity. And you see the red line there? The red line is our money in the bank. If you got money in the bank, it's not making you anything. I don't even have to tell you that. So how do we get our money to grow? How do we look at that gold curve going upward there, showing that if you had $1,000 and that $1,000 was in a compounding matrix, that in 90 days, that $1,000 would grow from just a steady $1,012 in 90 days in a normal banking account to over $1,900 in profit in a compounding account. And here's that same matrix in just another form showing you that your money doesn't make you anything in the bank. Crypto is one of the best ways for your money to compound. But what is crypto? It's risky, risky, risky. And if you got simple interest, as our accounts start out with in this matrix, it makes you a lot more money than your money will make in the bank. You see $500 in the bank on a steady process at 4% annually makes you $20 in 12 months and $42 in 24 months. And simple interest, if you were making interest every day on that, you're looking at $2,700 compared to $20 in 12 months and 5,400 compared to 42. So a lot more money made there just in our process of what we call simple interest in this process. But if you could get your money to compound, look what it does. Look at that bottom green line there across the bottom. $114,000 in a year, your $500 would make if you just left it in a compounding matrix at 1.5%. Okay. 26 million if it left there for 24 months. Okay. Because that 114 would double, 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 and double in 24 and 14, 12 more months, and you would be a multi-millionaire. Okay. So again, simple interest. If you just bring your money here, put it here, make 1.5% simple interest on a daily basis, you're looking at making $443 in a 60-day period. Okay. And what was a year over there? $500. It was $24, wasn't it? So your money's better off here if you're not even sharing this opportunity with anybody. So again, we call that simple interest. Look at 60 days. Look at 6 months. Look at a year. Okay. Your money makes more here just by you putting it here and putting it to work. Now that I've satisfied myself in that I can make money here, a lot more money here than I can make in my standard bank account, if I don't want to share it with nobody, just me and my money, is there another satisfaction I could get over here if I'm willing to go out and just share this with somebody? If I'm willing to just invite them to an opportunity meeting like this one, somebody else is doing the meeting. All I got to do is say, hey, Morris, hey, how would you like for your money to compound? How would you like to be making 3 or 4 times what you're making in your business account at the bank? And Morris might say, hey, Ellis, I would like that. What are you talking about? Well, this guy I know is holding a meeting tonight. He's got a big mouth, but if you can stand to listen to him for about 30 minutes or so, come see what he's talking about. And could you invite somebody over here if you knew that that process could earn you even more money? Well, that's what the process here is, and it's called commercial scale income. So in addition to basic income, Nexusx also provides members with a diverse commercial scale income, helping you to accelerate wealth accumulated through team collaboration and rank advancement. Commercial scale income complements base incomes, brings additional cash flow, amplifies principal, and accelerates wealth growth, fostering a win-win growth for both the individual and the teams. Now, I like that part, individuals and the team. So how does that work? Well, here, guys, the minimum amount is $500. Now, number one, I like that. Most programs I look at, they want 2,000, 2,500, 5,000 just to get started. And if it's lower than that, you can't make much money. Okay. They want the big dollars. One lady she's been on my case about getting involved in this. I won't call the name of it, but anyway, it's $2,500, and they had a sale going on that she wanted me to come see. The sale was $2,300. Okay, so they knocked off $200. So, but it's still $2,300, and everybody you bring in, you got to bring them in at $2,300, and so forth and so on. So here, with just 500, and I say just is not, 500 is nothing to sneeze at, but it's certainly a whole lot better than 2,500. So $500 gets you in the door. The max you can come in with is 5,000. I like that as well. So there's not a bunch of millionaires that can become flooding the market, making a bunch of money, and then exiting very quickly. And I say exiting very quickly because one thing I want you to know also is whatever your deposit is, it's locked up for 24 months. You will make money on your account for 24 months with the money that you start with. Any money that you add to it, and I got that clarity today because I was hearing back and forth on that. So I say, hey, Jason, I need to talk to you. Here's my concern. I'm hearing different things. And he clarified that for me. So I'm going to talk about some bonuses here in a minute. And I say, hey, okay, if I take my bonuses and I put them in, are they locked up for 24 months? He said, yes, Ellis. Any deposit that you make into your NCC account is locked up for 24 months. So write that down, remember it. And that's one reason we don't say start with anything more than 500, unless you can afford to have that 1,000, 3,000, or 5,000 locked up for more for 24 months or more without having access to it. So your money is making you money at 1.5 to 2% daily, but it's non-accessible for 24 months. Everything that you make is accessible. All the profits that I'm going to show you here in a minute is accessible. But that deposit and any deposit that you make on top of it is non-accessible from the time that you put it in. So you go 6 months from now and you put in some more, okay? You go 6 months from now and you put in another 500. Well, that 500 starts 6 months from now, 24 months, okay? So whenever that date is, 24 months from that date before you can touch it. Again, that says longevity to me, okay? Longevity. But any profits that we make, you have access to them on a daily basis. And here's how that works. You start out in the program, as when I started presenting, I said 60 to 100%. Until you get three folks, your money isn't compounding. You're making simple interest. You're making 1.5% on your 500 every day, but your interest is not kicking into that the next day until you get three. If you never get three, then again, you are steadily just making simple interest on your 500 or whatever you have in your deposit. Okay. So the goal is to get to three. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as far as a team consideration here in a minute. But the goal is to get to three, whether it's team wise or individual wise, because at three, couple of things start to happen. You start to compound your money. So what does that mean? Well, that means the 500, say you made $17 on your 500 today. Tomorrow, you're using 517. So you make, let's say, another 17 just to keep it straight. So tomorrow is 534 that's being put into the marketplace for you. Okay. So, and that's at 80%. You see 80% out to the far right. Okay. So again, when you start, your 500 is invested at 60%. Until you get three, your money is invested at 60%. Once you get three, you can go up to 80%. I should say up to, because you don't have to go to 80%. You can say, I heard something in the marketplace I don't like. I don't want to risk 80%. So I only want 50%. So it has a little box there that you can put, okay, I got 500. I only want 250 today to go in to the market. You can do that. Now, in my short time here, I am at 100% now, but they haven't done me wrong in pressing the max button every day. And the max means whatever's available, they can take it and use it. Okay. So you also get $20 once you hit three as a little bonus. But every 10 days now, you get $50 because you're at level three, because you're helping the company grow. They're going to reward you for that. Now, that 50 is available for withdrawal. At $100 or more, you can withdraw. So maybe you can't do that right out the bat, but come on the 20th, when you get another 50, you can withdraw because now you got 100. So on the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th of the month, you get paid these 10-day stagger rewards, stage rewards. Okay. So you got three. Now you're going out and sharing it. You shared it with three. Those three are excited about what they heard. Now they're starting to share. You're still starting to share. And now all of a sudden you got 12 people on your team. They didn't all come from you. Maybe only the three came from you. And those three got three who got three. Now you got 12. And for that, The company said this originated from you. Here's $40 as a bonus because now you're a level two leader. And we're going to pay you $100 every 10 days. So now every 10 days, you got $100. You can withdraw that $100 every 10 days. So on the 10th, you get $100, 20th, you get $100, 30th, you get $100. So tomorrow, is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. We get paid our bonus monies wherever we are. And you see that now your money has gone through 80%. In fact, it went to 80% when you hit three people. So you can trade up to 80% of your money. Okay. Doesn't have to be 80, but if you hit the max button, that's what they use, 80%. Now, level three, and I'm not going to go through all these guys, but level three, I think, is a good one to shoot at because if you can shoot at this, hit it, and duplicate it, it could be a wealth of growth for you and your community. Okay. Because at level three is 30 people. Now, you've had to advance two more people on your front line. You had three before, three here as well. But to get this bonus and this level of leadership, you have to personally sponsor two more people. Two more people at $500 or more. Now you have five and a total in your organization of 30. You now become a level three leader. At level three, they give you another $80 bonus. But now on the 10th, you get $300. On the 20th, you get $300. And on the 30th, you get $300. Now, what if you did this exercise every 90 days? You produce this kind of volume every 90 days. Now, a number of us have produced this in less than a month. Okay. We have several here that are level threes already in less than a month. Okay. But for presentation's sake tonight, I'm going to use every 90 days you do this. Now, one of the areas that I'm excited about is not necessarily for the money, but because of the new car. Once you reach five personals, remember, all you need on your front line to reach any of these levels is five. So if you're like me and Miss Patty J and a number of folks here, Greg, and you, Keith, you go out here and you're still producing. We don't need to put those people on our front line. Now we put people down in our organization to help our members grow as well. Now, when you have five of these on your front line and a total of 5,000 people in your group, maybe it takes you a year to do that. Okay. I think can be done more faster than in a year, but maybe it takes a year. Look what happens. You get a $3,000 bonus. On the 10th of the month, you get 5,000. On the 20th of the month, you get 5,000. On the 30th of the month, you get 5,000. Guys, that's $15,000 in bonuses every single month that now you receive, and you get access to a brand new car worth $45,000. Now, I like that. I'm shooting for the car. The money's nice. 15 grand a month is nice, but to have a new car, I can see that new Mercedes SUV in my driveway already. Okay. So there's more positionings here, all the way through 20,000 folks in your organization, where you make $45,000 a month in bonuses plus a $10,000 rank bonus. Pretty nice. Somebody asked me the other day, Ellis, when we get to 20,000 people and we're hitting 45,000, what do we do next? It doesn't show anything below that. Well, I'll guarantee you they'll have some stuff below that in the management stages. But as I said to them, get to 20,000 and then let's talk about it. Okay. Let's get there. Okay. So again, there's the bonuses. You only need five. If you're a leader, you can develop a great team just by focusing on making this happen. Again, a little bit of a reiteration. Get to level one. You need three on your front line you personally sponsor at $500 or more. And you're off and running. Your money starts to double at that point, or not double, starts to compound. at that point. Okay. And then you want to move on to the next part where you want to help those three get three. When you help those three get three, what do? They are compounding and your business is growing. And now you got 12. And so now, again, you are a leader two level. Okay. $300 on the, in total. So $100 on the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th of every month, guys. And then you work and get to this level of level four, where you have 100 folks in your organization. You get $150 one-time bonus, and then you get $500. Okay, $500 on the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th. That's $1,500 a month that you're getting going on there in your business. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to quickly just run through it, and I talked about the company's money, building on the company's money. Now, what that entails, guys, is for you to get to these levels. Okay. But once you get to these levels, the company starts giving you their money. Okay. For you producing leadership levels. And so what I've done in here, I've just gone in here and I started with the first level at level one. You got three people that you brought in. You're now making $150 a month in bonus money. And so what I'm saying here is, what if you just take that and for a 90-day period, every time you get, so for 3 months, you're rolling that 150 into your account. Okay. You're rolling that in. And maybe you take half of it. So you'll redo this, kind of cut this in half. Uh, that's all up to you. You know your financial needs. But what if you could go for 90 days without needing access to this money? So here's what 150 on top of your 500 would do in a compounding scenario. In that period of time of 90 days, your 150 plus 500 for 3 months will give you a total of $3,000, 3,012. So you made $2,062 in just that short period of time of 90 days. Okay. So what I say here is, now it's time to make a withdrawal. You go in and you withdraw about half of that, put it in your pocket. But in that 90 days, as I said before, I think it'd be done a whole lot faster, but you move to the next level, level two. Okay. So now you're making $300 in bonus money. So now, again, you've earned 3,000, you put 2,000 or half of that, 1,500 in your pocket. And now you're running with 1,500 plus $300 every month for 90 days. Okay. 100, 100, and 100 for 90 days. You're running with that. At the end of that period, now you have $7,933 that you've grown to, $5,533 in accessible profitability in your system. Okay. So again, what are we going to do? It's time for an extraction, right? So we're going to make a withdrawal. And so out of this 7,000, we're going to withdraw 4,333. We're going to put that in our pockets. And we're going to go forward with about 3,500. But now it's been another 90 days. So what have we done? We have grown to the next level, right? Of level leadership. And so now we're making $900 a month. And again, there's several of us who've done this in less than 30 days. So $900 a month going into our accounts for the next 90 days. We make a withdrawal. We're going forward with 3,500 plus 900 every single month. Coming from where? Out of our pockets? No, coming from the company. We've already made some withdrawals. So we are working off of company money. And what does that entail? in the next 90 days, it's $19,000 that we get to pull out. Okay. 19,000. And our account has grown to 49,000. Okay. So going forward with the next one, again, 90 days have passed. So we've gone to level 4. So now we're getting $1,500 a month. We're going to take this 19,000 and we're going to pull out 9,000, almost 10 grand, and we're going to leave 10 grand in the grow on top of our 1,500 for 90 days. At the end of 90 days, we're going to have 49,000 more dollars to pull from. How does that sound, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. How does that sound? And if we go forward one more 90-day period, you can see what happens. And that's right around 1 year from now. 1 year from now, you pulled out money and going into the next month, you're working off $117,000. $117,000 is what you're going into 1 year from now. So let's take a quick look at what we withdrawn. So over that period of time, going into that last 3-month period, we have withdrawn $40,125. Again, we don't want to leave our money in here forever. We want to have some kind of withdrawal strategy. Okay. And remember, the money that you leave in or you fold in, okay, that's there working for you for 24 months. So that is really on top of whatever we showed you there is still working for you in that 24-month period of time that we've put that money to work. But again, what did we bring out of our pocket? Nothing. $500 in the very beginning. And then everything from there was bonus money. And again, maybe you don't want to put as much bonus money into it as I shared here. Maybe every single month you want half of your bonus money to go in. Okay. And that's one of the neat thing about when you start making bonus monies here, tomorrow we have to tell Asa where to send our bonus money. Do we send it back into our account or do we withdraw it out to our external wallet and then decide, okay, I made $300 today. I only want 150 of it to go back into my account. Because remember, anything you deposit is locked for 24 months. And everything I showed you here was taken in consideration of that 24-month lock. Okay. So someone had asked the other day, what about monies that we have? It depends on how you manage it. At the end of 24 months, every 24 months, you can have multiple sources of other income available for you to withdraw. As I said before, guys, this is a very 1, 2, 3 process. We go in the morning between 6 a.m. and noon Central Standard Time. We press a button that says, here's what I want to allow you to use. And again, in this square down here, if we don't want to hit max, we can put in that square what we want and hit apply. I today always hit max, apply, and that goes over to our analysts and they know that's what is to be traded. Now, this was one of my conversations with Jason, and some of you have had this same conversation with him, but it basically just talks about what I just shared there, that this is a team philosophy. As you can see right here at Nexusx, we emphasize teamwork and shared values and uphold the development philosophy that hard work pays off. Here, every member is not an isolated individual, but rather someone through collaboration with team members amplifies the impact and value of their individual efforts. And so we want to amplify that. And the way we amplify that is, number one, we continue to share. Once we've gotten 5 on our front line, until we get 100,000 in our organization, there's really no need for us to go wider. So we get to populate uh, others in our organization. I was excited, and it was kind of the excitement that I was looking for here. One of my team members woke up yesterday, I think it was, and she was just trying to get her. We're getting her working to get her to a level where she would compound, getting her first three. And because of what we had shared in her organization, she woke up that morning expecting to be a level one and was a level two. And Asa was already communicating with her what her bonuses would be and all that. And she was doing a Holy Ghost dance around her house there because of the excitement. And that's what we have the ability to do here is help each other build and take advantage of the great opportunities that we have here. Okay. For those of you who are new, there is the ability to use a $1,000 voucher every day for your first 5 days that the company allows you to use on top of your trading platform. They give you $1,000 use of their money with your money. So it's basically free money that you get to use. Here you'll see there's a lot of folks out there talking about advancement into other products and services, and that's way they're trying to capture our attention. Well, guys, we're doing the same thing here. We got healthcare, we got finance, we got education, we got e-commerce, we got the sexy real estate. That seems to be the sexy word out there today. Real estate, real estate. And of course, more in the area of artificial intelligence. We got all of those coming more and more to our platform. We're using some of those today, but they're becoming more to our platform. Again, 500 to 5,000 is the max that you can get here, use here. And you see the bonuses you get for bringing folks in. Simple 1, 2, 3 concept. Put your funds in, authorize trading every day, collect your daily returns at the end of the day. When everything settles out, the next day you wake up and there is your money. And the great thing, no experience required, no financial background needed, no daily time commitment. 1, 2, 3, gone. 1, 2, 3, gone. 1, 2, 3, gone. Finish for the day. That's my favorite words that I send to Jason. See above, I'm finished for the day. Send my screenshots into him and allow him to do his thing. So that's the opportunity that we have here to make things better. This is just another overview of, again, another of the other arenas that we are looking to participate in down the road. Yeah, as I mentioned, the voucher, I am obligated to say here that you can use our voucher without putting any money in. To me, it's a little bit of a waste of money if you're looking at this platform to do make your money earn you more. Your 500 with 1,000 earns you more than just the company's 1,000 by itself. But they will allow you to use that $1,000 voucher every day, make money on it. You don't have access to it to withdraw it or anything. But say you make $10 a day on our voucher, because of that 1.5 to 2% return. Then at the end of the 5 days, you got $50 there. You can put 450 with our 50 and start your platform, your trip down the yellow brick road. So they will allow you to use their vouchers without you putting in any money for your first 5 days. At the end of the 5 days, you do have to make a decision. If you don't put in money at the end of 5 days, then your account just disappears from us. Okay. So guys, get with the person who invited you. This is just a quick shot of a weekend. You see automatic renewal there because that's what we do on the weekends. Here, you see they tout 0.80 to 0.1% on the weekend. This was a couple weekends back, but I had $1,560 there, and it returned 0.02 1.02 rather, for that weekend, which is good return on a weekend. Because they go into the overseas markets. Monday through Friday is in the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange here in the United States. They dab in the overseas markets on the weekends and on holidays that are recognized by the United States. So we recently had one of those a couple of Mondays ago. And so they trade it in the overseas marketplace. Okay. So guys, that is it. We encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to take a look at this program. We appreciate again everybody taking out your time here on a Friday evening. Again, like I said, this wasn't planned, so we threw it in all of us at the last minute because of what happened on yesterday. And we appreciate all 14 of you who came and shared with us today. We will open it at this time. If anybody has um, any questions they would like to ask, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand, and we will uh, work to give you an answer for any question that you have. Anybody with a question? No? We did that well tonight? Okay. Well, all right, guys. I don't see any hands up or anybody trying to unmute. Make sure, Miss Patty, can you unmute just to make sure that?
Yep, I am here. I hear you
Okay,
loud and clear.
okay, good deal. All right,
Awesome,
guys.
awesome call as usual.
Well, thank you,
Appreciate
Miss Patty.
everything that you're doing and taking the time away from your busy schedule and your family to make this happen for us. I'm truly excited to be here, and I hope for the ones that's here for the first time, like everything that they've seen and heard, and like Mr. Ellis said, just get back to the person that invited you. So I look at this and I'm using this as my 401k plan, something that I did not have before, Nexusx, but now I do. And so I'm excited. So thank you so much again, Ellis.
Thank you, Miss Patty. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Miss Gwen, you have anything to add since you're a new level two?
Trying to unmute myself here. Hey, Mr. Ellis, I'm just excited about my progress. It happened so fast. So anyone that's on the fence, it's a good. It's really good. It's real. I was sharing with a couple people today, and I said to them, just use it as a vacation time. Like Mr. Ellis showed us that you can make more interest on your $500 than leaving it in the bank. You save it for your vacation. So I said, just put that up for a year and use it for your vacation time, and you'll have money ready to travel and you won't have to be trying to save it coming out of your regular pay. So thank you, Mr. Ellis. You are an awesome leader and I really appreciate you.
Well, appreciate you too, Miss Gwen. Good to have you here with us for sure. Anybody else? All righty. Well, all right, guys. So since we did tonight, I'm gonna give everybody the day off tomorrow. Usually we do some type of training on Saturday, but we're gonna bypass that on tomorrow, and we will be back here on next Tuesday. So that gives everybody a while. We'll have this particular presentation will be in our back office by tomorrow morning. So if you need it, get with your leaders. If you don't have access to our Telegram group, get with them and have them put you there or get them to give you a copy of this presentation so you can either look at it yourself or take the weekend to send it out to several people. And again, guys, that's all that we do here. We just share. Everybody has to make their own decisions. We're not arm twisters. We just believe that if we share enough, if we go out there and share it enough, somebody's going to latch on. And there's a lot of good folks out there that are looking for good opportunities, whether it's passive or building a network with their community. So we invite you to just share, share, share. And again, Lord willing, everybody have a great weekend, a great Sunday, and we will see you back here next Tuesday. God bless.